Snow fell heavy on Christmas Eve as Benjamin Cross sorted through the mail on his desk, 40 years old, with dark hair touched with gray widowed. CEO of Cross Industries, empty, penthouse, empty life. His assistant had left the day's mail including several misdirected letters. One caught his eye. Child's handwriting address read, Santa. The corner office, the tall building on Main Street. Benjamin's office was in the tallest building on Main Street. Someone had delivered it. There, he opened it. Dear Santa, my name is Emma. I am 5. I don't want toys this year. I want my mama to be happy again. She cries at night when she thinks I'm sleeping. She works really hard, but we don't have much money. Can you help her? She needs a friend. Someone who won't leave like Daddy did. I also want warm socks because mine have holes. Thank you, Santa. Love, Emma. P.S. We live at 247 Oak Street. The blue house with the broken porch light. Benjamin read it 3 times. Something in his chest cracked open. This child was not asking for herself. She was asking for her mother. He looked out at the snowy city. He should just send a donation that would be appropriate, professional. But Benjamin had been alone for 3 years since his wife died. Something about this letter made him want to do more. He looked at his watch. 7 p.m. on Christmas Eve. He grabbed his coat, stopped at a store, then drove to Oak Street. Number 247 was a small house. Blue paint, peeling porch light. Indeed, broken warm light glowed from inside. Benjamin stood at the door, holding a wrapped box, suddenly feeling foolish. What was he doing? But he had come this far. He knocked. A woman answered, early 30s, with blonde hair pulled back. She wore jeans and an oversized sweater, carried a little girl with red curly hair. Can I help you? The woman asked, cautious. I am looking for Emma. The woman's expression shifted, protective. Why, she wrote a letter, Benjamin said, holding it up to Santa. At the corner office, it was delivered to mine. The woman looked confused. Then, understanding dawned. God, I am so sorry. We walked past your building last week. Emma asked if Santa worked there because it was so tall. I said, maybe, as a joke. I did not think she would actually. She put Emma down. I am so embarrassed. Do not be, Benjamin, said Ken. I come in just for a moment. The woman hesitated, then stepped aside. I am Grace. This is Emma. Benjamin Cross. Inside the house was small but clean, decorated simply for Christmas. A tiny tree in the corner, homemade ornament, stared at Benjamin with wide eyes. Are you Santa? No, sweetheart. Benjamin said, kneeling down. But I got your letter, okay? And I wanted to bring you something. He handed her the box. Ma looked at her mother. Grace knew the knees, opened it. Inside were the warmest wool socks Benjamin could find, pink with snowflakes. Emma's eyes lit up. Mama, look, new socks with no holes. Grace was crying. You did not have to do this. I know, Benjamin said, standing. But your daughter asked, and it seemed important. He looked around at the worn furniture. Space heater in the corner, the thin curtains. Can I ask what happened to bring you here? Grace took a breath. My husband left 2 years ago, decided fatherhood was not for him. I have been working as a medical transcriptionist from home, so I can be with Emma, but it does not pay much, and everything costs more than I expected. She wiped her eyes. Emma should not have written that letter, should not have bothered you. She did not bother me. Benjamin said, she reminded me of something. What? That there are people who need help, and that sometimes help shows up when you least expect it. Benjamin stayed for an hour, talked with Grace, played with Emma, learned that Grace had been a nurse before Emma was born, but could not afford childcare to go back. What if you could? Benjamin asked. Could what? Go back to nursing. Grace looked confused. Cross Industries has a medical clinic, Benjamin explained. For employees, we need nurses, and we have on-site childcare. Are you offering me a job? I am offering you an interview, Benjamin corrected, on January 2nd, if you are interested. Grace stared. Why are you doing this? Benjamin was quiet, then said, 3 years ago, my wife died. Cancer. We did not have children after she passed. I threw myself into work, 16-hour days, no holidays, no life. His voice broke tonight. I was sitting in my office alone on Christmas Eve again. Then I read your daughter's letter. She did not ask for toys. She asked for her mother to be happy. That is love, real love, and it reminded me that life is not about work. It is about connection. It's about helping each other. He looked at Grace. So thank you for reminding me what matters. Grace was crying again. I do not know what to say. Say you will come for the interview. Yes, I will be there. Benjamin left shortly after, but not before. Emma hugged him. Thank you, Santa. I am not Santa, Benjamin said gently, but you are welcome on January 2nd. Grace interviewed, got the job started the following weeks. She was excellent patience, loved her staff, respected her, and Emma thrived in the child care program. Benjamin found reasons to visit the clinic, check on things, see how Grace was settling in, see Emma's drawings on the bulletin board. One evening, 3 months later, Benjamin asked Grace to dinner, just us. He said Emma can stay with a friend if you want. Grace looked at him. Is this a date? Would you want it to be? Grace smiled. Yes. They dated slowly, carefully, to people who had been hurt, building something new. Emma was part of every step. Dinners together, park visit, story time. 1 year after that, Christmas Eve, Benjamin proposed, not at a fancy restaurant, but at Grace's small house, with Emma present. I know this is unconventional, Benjamin said, but Emma is part of this part of us. He knelt down. Emma can ask your mom to marry me. Emma nodded seriously. Yes, she likes you. And you brought me the warm socks. Everyone laughed. Benjamin turned to Grace. Will you marry me? Yes. At their wedding, Emma was the flower girl. She carried a sign that read, my letter worked in his speech. Benjamin told the story. Last Christmas Eve, I was alone in my office, he said, sorting mail, planning to work through the holiday again. Then I found a letter from a 5-year-old girl who did not ask for toys. She asked for her mother to be happy. His voice broke. That letter changed my life, not just because I met Grace, but because Emma reminded me what matters: connection, compassion, showing up for people. He looked at his family. Thank you, Emma, for writing that letter, for believing in Santa, and for giving me a reason to knock on your door. Grace stood when Benjamin appeared on Christmas Eve. She said, I thought it was charity. It's pity, but it was not. She looked at her husband. It was kindness from someone who understood loneliness, who saw need and responded, who gave us not just help, but hope, and eventually love. Years later, Emma would tell people about her letter I wrote to Santa at the corner office. She would say, because I thought he worked in the tall building, and I asked him to help my mama. She would smile. Santa did not come, but Benjamin did, and that was better, 'cause he stayed. Sometimes the most desperate prayers are answered, not by magic, but by people brave enough to show up, to knock on doors, to help strangers. And sometimes a child's letter to Santa finds exactly the right person, not Ken, the North Pole, but in a corner office where someone lonely needed to be reminded that love is still possible even after loss, even on the coldest nights. If this story warmed your heart, please like and share it with someone who believes in the power of unexpected kindness. Subscribe for more stories about second chances and finding family. Comment and tell us about a time when reaching out changed someone's life. Your story might inspire someone to knock on a door today.